This is my 7th week of working from home. I'm kind of sick of it. I thought I should make a video, give you an update, show you what my working from home days are like, how I've been coping with the situation, show you how long my hair's getting. So firstly, I'm still working at Monzo, which for anyone who doesn't know is a relatively new bank. I'm a back-end engineer and I've been there for 2 years so far. And I think the last time I mentioned this, last year, I was working in the lending team. This year so far I've been working in the money team, which is quite a generic name for a team in a bank, I know, but I'll talk a bit later about what specifically I've been working on. But I'm in a really fortunate position where I can work from home. And as a company, we're actually quite well set up for this already, because typically people would work from home 1 day a week anyway. So things like video conferencing and VPNs, that kind of stuff, we'd already figured out. It doesn't mean it's been easy. Working from home 1 day a week is quite different to working from home for like 2 months straight, with maybe a few more to go. Working from home for this length of time kind of reminds me of school holidays, particularly university holidays, because they were really long. And I know this is a strange comparison to make, but my university holidays were super long because Cambridge terms were really short, like 8 weeks. So the holidays in between, in some cases, ended up being months long. And I was back at home and I didn't really have anything to do or anywhere to go other than stay at home and do supervision work and revision. And it was challenging, like it's hard to motivate yourself to do work. And being stuck at home for that length of time does start to take a toll on your mental well-being. It feels wrong to compare these situations, but for me there are some similarities. I found then, and I'm finding now, that the most important thing for me to not slip into a cycle of feeling miserable every day is to try to stick to some kind of routine. And I really struggle with this, especially in the morning, because I'm not a morning person and I never have been. I find it really easy just to sleep in every day. My first meeting, like work meeting, is at 10:30 every morning. And I can stay in bed till 10:20, no problem. But I know that it doesn't make me feel good, because I feel like I've wasted my morning. Then I work late to compensate, and then I'm annoyed that I've worked through my evening, so then I stay up late and then I sleep in the next morning, and the cycle continues. Now don't get me wrong, getting up at the crack of dawn during lockdown is certainly not a requirement to be productive or feel good, but I just find that I need some kind of routine. I'm still not getting up as early as I would do when I had to commute to work, but I'm trying to get up at a consistent time every day, more or less. I'm struggling to stick to it, but I'm trying. I've been using Sleep Cycle, which is an app that tracks how you sleep, and then it uses that data to try to wake you up at the best time in your sleep cycle, so you don't feel as tired and groggy in the morning. It seems to work. It's honestly hard to tell whether it works or whether it's a coincidence or whether it's placebo, but the app's free. This is not an advert, it's just something I've been trying out. Once I'm awake, I try to get myself out of bed, get showered, get ready, have breakfast as normal, as though it's a normal working day and I'm about to go to work. It would be easy, since I don't have to go anywhere, to just work from bed, get showered later in the day, but I try to not do that and I try to stick to my normal routine. In the past, I've tried spending the first hour or two of the day doing something that I enjoy as a way to motivate myself to get out of bed in the first place. So for me, that could be like editing a video or working on a side project or just watching TV. I've never found it works very well for me though, because if I spend the first like 2 hours of a day playing something on my PS4, I'm just not in the right mindset to do work after that. So I find I'm more productive throughout the day if I just, as soon as I've had breakfast, sit down and start working immediately. This is a new frying pan, so I'm trying to make scrambled eggs in it. Usually I'm lazy and I just do them in the microwave. Oh, that hasn't worked. That's just an omelette. Oh no. Oh well, I'm having a mushed up omelette for breakfast. Close enough. Today is Wednesday. I've got a few things in my calendar. One is a kickoff for a new team, because I'm actually changing team today. So far this year I've been in a squad focused on improving our controls around money movements. So obviously as a bank we have a lot of internal processes that involve moving money around, and this covers all sorts of things. We have loads of reasons why we would send money to customers, we have a lot of internal accounts that we move money between, and we pay all of our suppliers, things like this. And all of these processes are heavily audited so you can see what's happened and who did it, but sometimes you want stricter controls than that. So we've been improving the processes and automating a lot of them to reduce the risk of human error and internal fraud. So that's been quite interesting, but today I'm finishing up the work I'm doing on that and I'm moving to a new finance squad. And honestly, I'm not sure yet exactly what this squad will involve. I think there'll be a lot of overlap. And I know that initially we're going to be working on treasury related stuff, but I don't really know. Hopefully I'll have a better idea by the end of today. It's 10:30 now, which means it's time for our daily stand-up. Stand-up is a meeting that software engineering teams typically have at the start of every day, and it's meant to be like quick 5 to 10 minutes just to like catch up and sync with everybody. We use Google Meet for all of our video calls, and it works surprisingly well.
Nothing was broken.
Morning.
Morning, Andrew.
Morning.
Do you consent to this video being recorded?
In a very roundabout way that isn't Google Meet recording, Jake is doing it analog. Oh my god. It's like, good morning, Andrew. How are you doing?
It's alright.
It's really bad day to not sleep well at all. It's like trying to understand, like, barely being able to see the screen.
There are lots of reflections on my screen.
That's a lie, you always make your bed. It's always perfect. That your girlfriend, I suppose.
Excuse me, I made a bed. Actually sleep in that room.
I do, yeah, this is where I sleep.
I thought we established it was just a green screen behind you.
Genuinely, it looks like CGI at this point. It's just immaculate every time. I mean, I guess it's good for you. I just wouldn't ever have the patience to do that every morning.
Who hasn't done stand-up this week?
I don't think I've done stand-up.
Would you like to do stand-up?
Yeah. Can I go see that?
Yeah, looks good.
Emma, would you like to go first?
Yeah, kept working on the backs stuff, which is turning out to be quite an undertaking.
Have you started work already on the processor?
Yeah, I have.
Okay. Do you already have a work in progress PR for this?
I don't. I could make one.
I think it would be good just so we could. I don't know.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, I'm worried that it's good. Like, it sounds like a lot of work, and it sounds like it's going to be quite a scary PR if it kind of lands in one massive go.
Chunky PR, yes.
Yeah.
I guess it's also the worry that this is the big one that kind of. I mean, it changes things for how we process direct credits and direct debits. It's not, I think, it's particularly like risky change from your point of view, but I think just the change to the payment process in general is quite risky. So if we can de-risk it, so I think that makes sense.
Ben?
Hello.
Hello.
Yesterday got reasonably distracted because I woke up and everything didn't work. So now this will be the day that I actually deploy the VM backup system. Jesus Christ. Assuming nothing goes horribly wrong. And assuming it doesn't, I will then ask for the PDF, the holy PDFs from Emma. Or you can just post it.
Yeah, true, actually. Yeah.
Nice. Jake?
Yeah, two things. I have been working on the task renderer for failed bankline payments. That works and is in prod. The other thing that came up was CPRs, again. So I've seen one so far. I'm going to ask for some more examples to make sure that the others don't suffer from some other problem, because there have been various issues just due to human error. Like if somebody puts the email address in slightly wrong, I can keep looking into this after I move team. Depends what makes sense. The task renderer stuff I'm hoping will be done today.
Anything else?
Nope, not from me.
Cool, thanks, Jake. Cannon?
Yeah, from me, managed to get all of the AP PRs submitted and reviewed. Thanks, Andrew and Jake. I know it's been a long journey to review all that. I think it works. I think I tested quite a few different edge cases and staging with different failure modes, and it seems good. Cool.
Okay, cool. Thanks, everyone. Good luck. Happy Wednesday. I'll speak to you later.
Have a nice day.
It's a bit.
Bye. My work from home setup is not the typical minimal style that people go for, but I like it. It works for me. It's functional. All engineers at Monzo use MacBook Pros. I have a 13-inch one, and at the start of each day I can swap my personal one for my work one. And with the help of some adapters, I can connect it to the 2 external monitors, the speakers, and the network using an Ethernet cable. All of that goes into the Thunderbolt dock, which is underneath my desk. I use an Apple mouse and keyboard, and I just use the built-in webcam for video calls along with my AirPods, which I keep on one of the speakers just behind the screen. I also have this light above my desk, which I use for YouTube videos, but it can also come in handy for video calls. Finally, a fan, ready for summer when it gets really hot in here. It's lunchtime. I say lunchtime. I could take lunch any time. There's not really a lunchtime. But it's just after 1 p.m. I keep just having lunch at my desk. Maybe I shouldn't and should use this as a chance to spend some time away from my laptop, but I just watch YouTube videos while I eat lunch, which is usually just a sandwich. Sometimes me and my team do a remote lunch thing where we all just sit on a Google Meet hangout thing together and eat lunch so we can chat a bit. It kind of works. We've also done a few socials like that so far after work. Like 6 p.m. we all just jump on a hangout and talk. It's not the same as doing it in person in real life, but it's better than nothing. Also, I made cookies at the weekend. They turned out very flat. But I've been making my way through these this week. The kickoff for the new squad that I'm joining is in a few minutes. The meeting is scheduled for 1 hour and 20 minutes, which is quite long. Long remote meetings I find quite draining. But a few things will happen in this meeting. Firstly, I can learn exactly who else is in the team and we can get to know each other a little bit. I think we need to come up with a name for the squad because so far we're still just New Finance Squad, which is not the best name. And we need to not plan work but probably think a bit about how we want to work. So like what kind of meetings we want, how we want to track what we're working on, that kind of thing. I think that's what we're going to be doing anyway. I'll not film this one because what am I meant to do with a 1 hour 20 minute recording of a meeting, but I'll do another time lapse.
So thanks for everyone's time. I will create Slack channels and all the rest of the admin stuff we now need based on the name of internal finance systems. And let's get started. Jake, I'll invite you to all the stand-ups and stuff, so they should be in your calendar by tomorrow morning.
Cool, thank you.
Cool. Brilliant.
Yeah, I should probably catch up with some or all of you over the next few days to have a proper chat as well.
Cool. Well, have a good evening, everyone.
You too.
Cheers, Tom.
See you.
Everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
So we've got a name, Internal Finance Systems. Meetings always take the length of time you put in the calendar. Like, that meeting was in the calendar for 1 hour 20 minutes and it took 1 hour 18 minutes. And I don't believe anyone can plan a 1 hour 20 minute meeting so well that you pick the time perfectly. You just kind of fill the time that you've got. I spend a lot of time sitting at my desk every day, and I'm lucky that I've got a nice desk and I've got an office chair, but it's still probably not great to just be sat down in the same position all day every day. So I've been trying to use these shelves as a standing desk. If I move this plant, this shelf right here is just about the right height. It's kind of low, but my laptop fits in. And it gives me a really janky makeshift standing desk. Our desks at work are standing desks, as in you can raise them up and down. There's a handle on the side. They're all just from IKEA actually. I tend not to use it very much just because I'm lazy. But when I'm at work, I also find I'm getting up and down a lot more to go to meetings. I go for lunch and I walk around the office and I go and talk to other people. So when I'm just at home and all of my meetings are on my laptop and lunch is at my desk and like the kitchen's about 6 steps away, and the same with the bathroom, I don't really get up anywhere near as much. So hopefully this is good for me. It's 7:20 now. I sat back down. My laptop was about to run out of power, but the shelf's not wide enough to plug the charging cable in. My working day is over. I've worked a bit later than I usually try to, but I've spent a lot of time today moving tripods and cameras around my room. What I try to do at this point in the day is go outside and use my state-sanctioned daily walk to separate my work from my personal life. I find if I don't do that, it all just blurs into one. Like either I'm in the living room and it's really easy just to continue working on Monzo things, or I just stay in here and I swap my work laptop for my own laptop and it doesn't feel like anything's really changed. So I like to close my laptop, put it away, put real clothes on, put shoes on, go outside and use that time to clear my head a bit, get some fresh air. And when I get back, I know I'm not going to think about work anymore for the rest of the night. And it kind of just simulates like my normal experience of getting home from work. So it's a bit of a psychological thing as well. Just to get that normal routine of I get home, I can take my coat, my shoes off, and then my evening starts. Lockdown has given me a bit more time to work on projects outside of work, like home automation, but not as much as I expected, to be honest. When I first started working from home, I thought this isn't great, but at least I'll have loads of extra time to work on all the side projects I've been neglecting. But I'm still working every day. Obviously I don't have to commute, but that extra time that I've saved quickly disappears. And I've been quite unproductive. I'm like 7, nearly 8 weeks in, and I still am not achieving the productivity levels that I'd get if I was in the office. The first week I was fine actually, because I work from home 2 days a week sometimes anyway, so it's just a few more. It didn't feel very different, but the second and the third week I started to become quite unproductive. And I've made some improvements. Like having a more structured day definitely helps me a lot. But I keep seeing this quote, and I'm not sure where it came from, but it's along the lines of we're not working from home, we're at home because of a pandemic and we're trying to work. And I think it's an important distinction to make. I don't think it should be an excuse to not try to be better and try to make the most of the situation, but at the same time, don't be too hard on yourself, because it's not easy and everyone's struggling. I guess the conclusion of this video is that I'm working from home. My job has not really been affected that much, at least the stuff I'm working on, by coronavirus. Obviously everything's a bit harder when it's remote all the time, and I'm sick of being stuck in the flat, but I'm otherwise okay. I think I've already had coronavirus actually. I had the symptoms. They were quite mild. I was fine, I got better. I hope it was coronavirus at least and I don't get it again, but it's hard to tell. Anyway, I hope you're all doing okay and keeping safe, and fingers crossed that things will have improved a bit by the time I next make a video. Thanks for watching.